Have you ever noticed how certain foods can instantly bring back comforting memories? Maybe the scent of a freshly peeled orange reminds you of a holiday morning long ago, or the bright color of a fresh berry conjures up summer picnics from decades past. As we move into our late 70s and beyond, many of us begin to wonder if our immune systems are as strong as they once were. We might ask ourselves, is there a way to keep enjoying delicious flavors while also doing something supportive for my health? That's exactly what we're here to explore. Today, I'd like to share 7 seasonal fruits that can offer a gentle boost to your immune system. Fruits you can truly savor, knowing you're doing something beneficial for your body and spirit. One common challenge that arises as we age is this lingering concern. Am I eating the right things to stay healthy and vibrant? This question isn't just about physical health. It's also about preserving our quality of life. Feeling energetic enough to take an afternoon stroll, playing a board game with the grandkids, or simply waking up each morning without worry about frequent illnesses can mean a world of difference. Over time, our immune function might not be as robust as it was in our 20s or 30s, but that doesn't mean we're powerless to support it. In fact, we have more resources than ever before. Decades of wisdom, access to fresh foods nearly year-round, and the insight to know that small changes often yield big rewards. It's important to recognize, too, that fruit isn't just about vitamins and minerals. It's also about enjoyment. Many seniors worry that making dietary changes will rob them of the pleasures they've always loved, like a sweet treat after dinner. But here's something we don't talk about enough. Savoring a piece of seasonal fruit can be an act of celebration rather than deprivation. When chosen thoughtfully, fruit can be a nutrient-rich delight that resonates with comforting memories while nurturing the body. I'm going to introduce you to 7 fruits that are often overlooked or misunderstood. Each fruit has its own story, its own misconceptions, and its own unique way of providing support to our bodies, particularly in these older years. As we explore each, you'll discover how small additions to your meal plan can help you stay energized, provide a gentle boost to your immune system, and even bring back a sense of childlike joy when you experience their vibrant flavors. We'll also talk about practical steps. How might you safely prepare these fruits, especially if you have certain mobility or dietary considerations? And most importantly, how can incorporating these fruits into your routine create an emotional ripple effect of comfort and confidence, reminding you that enjoying good food is a simple but profound pleasure at any age? Think of this as your personal guide, crafted from both traditional wisdom and modern insights. I'm not here to issue medical directives. No one should replace your personal healthcare provider, but I can share time-tested knowledge enriched by what we now understand about nutrition for folks in their late 70s and beyond. As you listen, I invite you to envision your own daily life. Imagine the colors and scents of fresh fruit, and think about how these suggestions might feel in your own kitchen. So get ready to feel supported, empowered, and maybe just a little adventurous. Together, we'll uncover the surprising possibilities hidden in 7 very familiar fruits. By the end of our discussion, you'll know what to look for at the grocery store or farmer's market, how to enjoy these fruits in ways that suit your tastes and abilities, and why adding them to your routine just might make a bigger difference than you ever expected. And if you find yourself with questions or thoughts as we go along, hold on to them. I'd love for you to share your experiences and any creative ideas you come up with, because we're all in this together, learning and growing no matter our age. Let's start with a fruit many of us think we already know inside and out, and see if there's more to it than we assumed. I've spoken with plenty of older adults who believe that citrus fruits are either too acidic for their stomachs or too sugary for their diet. The surprising truth is that, when enjoyed in moderation, many citrus fruits can fit beautifully into a senior-friendly meal plan. Take Marie, who is 78 and once believed that oranges would aggravate her reflux symptoms. She avoided citrus entirely, missing out on its vitamin C and other benefits. But after talking with her healthcare provider and discovering that small amounts of fresh citrus actually helped her digestive processes and her immune function, she started incorporating half an orange with her breakfast. Within a few weeks, she noticed she felt more awake in the mornings, likely from the combination of natural sugars, vitamin C, and the sheer enjoyment of a sweet, refreshing taste. What makes oranges, grapefruits, and clementines particularly notable is their high antioxidant content. These antioxidants help protect cells from damage that can lead to various age-related issues. Citrus fruits are also rich in fiber, which can aid digestion, a delicate topic for many seniors. The new perspective here is recognizing that citrus isn't the enemy. It can be a gentle companion when introduced thoughtfully. If acidic fruits do bother you, consider pairing them with a little protein, such as a slice of low-fat cheese or a tablespoon of peanut butter, to help buffer the acidity. A practical way to add citrus into your routine could be something as simple as slicing a few segments into your salad. Or perhaps you prefer sipping on warm water with freshly squeezed lemon in the morning. Just be mindful of your teeth, as the acid can affect tooth enamel. Rinsing your mouth with plain water afterward can help. Always keep an eye on how your body reacts. If you're on certain medications, especially blood pressure medication, check with your pharmacist or doctor about potential interactions, particularly with grapefruit. By treating citrus as an occasional star on your plate, rather than an everyday staple, you gain both flavor variety and immune supportive nutrients. Beyond the physical benefits, there's something rejuvenating about peeling a fresh orange, the burst of juice, and the invigorating smell that can transport you back to simpler times. And if you can share those slices with a friend or grandchild, all the better, because nutrition is as much about community as it is about individual health. It's easy to think you've had your fill of oranges in your lifetime, but maybe it's time to reevaluate. You might just discover a small habit that brightens both your breakfast table and your sense of well-being. Next, let's move on to a fruit often associated with shortcake and summertime, but with a host of benefits that can be enjoyed far beyond a single season. Many seniors assume that berries are too expensive, difficult to find year-round, or loaded with sugar. Sarah, at 76, used to think berries were a luxury reserved for special occasions. She worried about the price and the short shelf life. But after discovering that frozen berries can be just as nutritious and often more budget-friendly than fresh, Sarah started adding them to her oatmeal. She noticed two things. First, a delightful improvement in flavor. Her mornings became more cheerful with those vibrant colors swirling in her bowl. Second, she felt more satisfied after breakfast, likely due to the fiber and natural sweetness. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are all packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which can help support cognitive function as well as immunity. One common misconception is that their natural sugars are too high. In reality, a cup of fresh or frozen berries typically contains less sugar than many processed snacks. The difference lies in how our bodies process those sugars in conjunction with the fiber and micronutrients present in whole fruits. Berries can thus be a smart way to add sweetness without causing a rapid spike in blood sugar, especially if paired with protein or whole grains. For a practical step, consider keeping a bag of frozen mixed berries in your freezer. You can sprinkle a handful into yogurt, blend them into a simple smoothie with low-fat milk, or even heat them on the stove with a little water and a teaspoon of honey for a fruit compote to top your morning toast. If dexterity is an issue, frozen berries can be easier to manage because there's no need to wash or chop. Just measure out what you need. The emotional uplift from adding berries to your diet can be surprisingly profound. Their bright colors, deep purples, brilliant reds, and vivid blues, can spark a sense of vibrancy that reminds us of summer days and family gatherings. This small, joyful moment in your daily routine isn't just a treat for your taste buds. It's also a subtle way to stay more connected to the changing seasons or your own cherished memories. Before we move to the next fruit, I'd love to hear from you. Have you found a way to make fruit more convenient or fun in your daily routine? Maybe you have a favorite trick for storing or preparing them. Feel free to share, because each one of us has a unique approach that might inspire others. Now let's explore a fruit that's often seen as an ancient delicacy, but might hold modern-day benefits that could surprise you. Some folks think pomegranates are too messy or not worth the hassle of plucking out the seeds. Take Ron at 80, who once believed pomegranate juice was just a fancy novelty drink. He never considered the fruit itself. When his granddaughter showed him an easy way to open a pomegranate in a bowl of water, reducing the mess and making seed collection simpler, Ron was astounded at how sweet and refreshing the seeds were on their own. Over time, he started adding them to salads, mixing them with yogurt, and occasionally drinking pomegranate juice as a morning refresher. The misconception here is that pomegranates are merely a trendy or exotic food item, but they've been celebrated for centuries in various cultures for their health-supporting properties, particularly the antioxidants in their jewel-like seeds. These nutrients can help reduce oxidative stress, something that can contribute to age-related concerns. For seniors looking for a small yet impactful way to add variety, pomegranates offer vitamin C, vitamin K, and folate. They also bring a satisfying crunch when you bite into the seeds, which can make mealtime more enjoyable. The new perspective might be this: even if a fruit seems unfamiliar or complicated, there could be a simple method to enjoy it. By peeling a pomegranate underwater, the seeds sink while the pith floats, so you can separate them without staining your countertop or your clothes. Alternatively, you can buy ready-to-eat pomegranate seeds, though they can be more expensive. If you prefer juice, just be aware of portion sizes. Pomegranate juice can be high in sugar if consumed in large amounts. A practical tip is to sprinkle these seeds over a salad of spinach or mixed greens, add a sprinkle of nuts, and drizzle a light vinaigrette for a meal that's bright in color and flavor. The seeds also freeze surprisingly well for later use. Emotionally, there's something delightful about experiencing the burst of juice with each seed. It can remind us that life still holds surprises and pleasures, even if we think we've seen it all. Think about trying a pomegranate the next time you're at the grocery store, especially if you've never brought one home before. Let the curiosity lead you to a new experience. After all, each new discovery keeps us feeling youthful at heart. Moving on, we come to a small, fuzzy fruit that people often overlook until they taste its vibrant, green interior. Plenty of seniors mistakenly think kiwis are too sour or too exotic to consider adding to their kitchen routine. Sam, at 77, had never tried a kiwi until he encountered them at a friend's house. He'd always assumed their tartness would irritate his stomach. When he finally sampled one, he was surprised by how sweet and juicy it was. Now he keeps a small bowl of kiwis on the counter to remind him to eat them throughout the week. What makes kiwis particularly special is their high vitamin C content, often more than oranges, along with vitamin K, potassium, and fiber. The common misconception is that they're only good for decoration or a fruit salad garnish. In truth, kiwis can do a lot to support immune health, and the seeds and flesh combined can aid digestion. Some people worry about the seeds getting stuck in their teeth, but with a little careful chewing or a quick rinse afterward, that's easily managed. The big shift in mindset here is to see kiwis as approachable. They're soft, making them easier for those with dental concerns or who struggle with harder fruits like apples. You can also slice them in half and scoop out the flesh with a spoon, which means minimal preparation. If you find the fruit a bit too tart, let it ripen on the counter until the exterior yields slightly to pressure, or mix it with sweeter fruits like bananas or berries. Practically speaking, kiwis can be a great addition to a smoothie, especially if you peel them first. You can also dice them up with strawberries for a quick fruit bowl. Their tangy sweetness can add an unexpected pop of flavor to a simple salad. Emotionally, there's a sense of delight in trying something that might initially feel foreign. It's a gentle reminder that we can keep trying new things, no matter how old we are, reinforcing a sense of openness and curiosity. Before we dive into our next fruit, I'm curious if you've tried kiwi recently or any new food that pleasantly surprised you. Think about how it felt to expand your palate just a little. It's never too late for a fresh discovery. Now let's look at a fruit that can be found in many grocery store aisles but is sometimes overlooked. Many older adults assume grapes are nothing but sugar bombs. Judy, at 79, used to avoid grapes because she believed they had too much sugar for someone watching her weight. But when she learned that grapes, especially those with darker skins, contain beneficial compounds like resveratrol, she reconsidered. She began freezing seedless grapes for a refreshing snack that was both sweet and hydrating. Over time, she found this mindful approach helped her stop craving candy bars as frequently. The misconception here is that grapes, being sweet, might spike blood sugar levels too dramatically. However, when eaten in moderate portions, like a small handful, grapes can be part of a balanced diet, providing vitamins, hydration, and a satisfying sweetness that might steer you away from more processed treats. The skins, especially the darker ones, hold antioxidant properties that may benefit circulation. A new perspective on grapes is seeing them as more than a sweet indulgence. They can help you stay hydrated, and their natural sugars can provide a gentle lift in energy without the crash that often follows artificial sweets. Consider pairing grapes with cheese or nuts for a balanced snack that combines protein, healthy fats, and carbs. If you're someone who likes a bit of crunch, try tossing grapes into chicken salad or slicing them into a spinach salad with a light dressing. Emotionally, snacking on grapes can bring a sense of easy luxury. The act of popping a chilled grape into your mouth on a warm afternoon has a hint of carefree childhood days, like going on a picnic or backyard barbecue. That small spark of nostalgia can be a gentle mood booster. Plus, if you're someone who struggles with portion control for sweets, grapes can serve as a practical, less calorie-dense substitute when consumed in moderation. It's worth mentioning that if you have certain conditions, like diabetes, you'll still want to be mindful of portion sizes. And as always, if you're on specific medications, blood thinners for instance, keep your healthcare provider in the loop about any major changes in your diet. On to a fruit that's often associated with tropical vacations, but can actually be a friendly ally for seniors looking to support digestion and immune health. Papayas can intimidate people who aren't used to their texture or flavor. Sometimes older adults presume they won't like papaya's subtle taste or worry it'll upset their stomach. Yet papaya is actually known for containing papain, a digestive enzyme that can be helpful for those dealing with indigestion or other gut issues. My friend Helen, at 83, used to struggle with bloating and was reluctant to try papaya because it looked odd to her. But once she learned that it could ease her discomfort after meals, she gave it a shot. She blended half a papaya into a simple smoothie with some yogurt and a dash of honey. Within a few weeks, she noticed less bloating, and she found that she genuinely liked the taste, reminiscent of mild melon. The misconception is that papaya is only for tropical climates or fancy fruit salads. But thanks to modern grocery distribution, you can often find ripe papaya nearly year-round. It's also more affordable than you might think. A single medium papaya can stretch into multiple servings if you store it properly in the fridge after slicing. The new perspective is to see papaya as a gentle, soothing fruit. Its anti-inflammatory properties may offer some comfort to seniors with digestive woes. If you're looking for an easy way to try it, pick a papaya that yields slightly to pressure, slice it, remove the seeds, and enjoy the fruit as is, or blend it. The seeds themselves are edible, but quite peppery. Some people enjoy them in small amounts, but you might prefer removing them entirely. This small change can bring an emotional benefit too. The bright orange flesh has a tropical, sunny vibe that might lift your spirits, especially if you're in a cooler climate and yearning for a bit of sunshine in your day. Incorporating papaya into a routine can feel like a mini vacation, reminding us that a sense of adventure can be found even in the produce aisle. We're now just one fruit away from completing our list of 7. But before I share the last one, let's take a brief pause. Is there a fruit you've been curious about but haven't tried? Or maybe there's a long-lost favorite from your childhood you haven't tasted in years. This might be your sign to give it a go. Finally, we arrive at a classic staple that many people overlook because it seems so ordinary. Apples might be the most familiar fruit in the world. Yet plenty of seniors believe the old adage that an apple a day keeps the doctor away is just a quaint saying with little practical impact. Bill, at 76, thought apples were too tough to chew comfortably. He preferred applesauce or apple juice, but that often meant missing out on the fiber. Then he discovered softer varieties like Macintosh or Fuji that felt gentler on his teeth. By having a sliced apple with peanut butter in the afternoon, he noticed he stayed fuller longer and didn't crave as many sweets later in the day. The misconception is that apples are boring or too difficult to eat for those with dental concerns. But with the wide range of apple varieties, each offering a different level of sweetness and texture, there's likely one that suits your preference. The skin provides fiber that is beneficial for digestion and can help stabilize blood sugar levels, making apples a particularly senior-friendly choice when eaten in moderation. If you do have trouble biting into a whole apple, slicing it thinly or cooking it gently can make a world of difference. A fresh viewpoint on apples is recognizing their subtle complexity. They contain antioxidants like quercetin, which some research suggests can support heart health and general well-being. And beyond the physical perks, apples have a wholesome, nostalgic quality. Whether it's the smell of apple pie baking on a crisp autumn day or the memory of picking apples at an orchard, this fruit can spark happy recollections. For a practical tip, consider chopping an apple into your morning cereal, pairing it with a bit of cheese, or making a simple homemade applesauce with cinnamon and minimal sugar. This comfort food approach can gently boost both your immune system and your emotional well-being, reminding you of life's simpler pleasures. There you have it, 7 seasonal fruits that can bring a wave of comfort, enjoyment, and some gentle immune support. Citrus for a bright, energizing start to your day, berries for a vibrant burst of sweetness, pomegranates for their antioxidant-rich seeds, kiwis to challenge your taste buds in a delightful way, grapes for their natural hydration and nostalgic charm, papayas for a soothing digestion aid, and apples for a timeless sense of home and warmth. Each of these fruits offers not just vitamins and minerals, but also an emotional connection to the seasons of our lives. Picture yourself, perhaps a few weeks from now, feeling more assured in your food choices and enjoying the simple act of preparing something fresh. The small steps we've discussed, like freezing berries for easy snacks or learning how to cut a pomegranate, may seem minor, but over time, they can add up to meaningful shifts in how we feel day to day. And we don't just improve our physical health, we also cultivate a sense of enjoyment, curiosity, and independence. It's easy to put off trying new foods or reintroducing familiar favorites, telling ourselves we'll do it eventually. But consider this, there's no need to wait. Each time you take a step toward a more nourishing choice, you could be opening the door to better energy, fewer colds or sniffles, and a greater sense of accomplishment. A healthy immune system isn't just about battling viruses, it's also about having the stamina and resilience to make the most of each day. Imagine yourself heading to the store with a short list in hand, oranges or clementines, a small container of berries, maybe a ripe kiwi or two. You place these items in your basket with intention, thinking about how you'll enjoy them in the week ahead. Perhaps you'll slice fruit for a fresh salad, blend it into a smoothie, or just eat it as is. You might share a new recipe with a friend who's curious about what you've been trying. Little by little, these choices can transform not only how you feel physically, but also how you engage with life's simple pleasures. If you're ready to add more color and variety to your plate, why not start today or tomorrow? For those looking for something small and immediate, try replacing just one processed snack with a handful of berries or a few apple slices this week. If you want to go further, plan a special trip to a farmer's market or a grocery store known for quality produce and pick up one fruit you've never tried or haven't had in years. And if you're truly inspired to create a ripple effect in your community, invite a neighbor or friend to sample some of your fruit-focused dishes together. Whether you take a tiny step or a bigger leap, remember that every decision you make is yours to own. This is your journey, your health, and your joy. You've gathered wisdom over the years, and you have the freedom to mix it with new insights to shape the life you want now. I hope these suggestions help you feel more confident, curious, and comforted in the kitchen and beyond. Life at any age can feel rich, vibrant, and delicious. Sometimes it just takes a fresh slice of citrus or a handful of berries to remind us. Here's to savoring each moment, each bite, and each new discovery that awaits. Enjoy your next trip to the produce aisle, and above all, enjoy every sweet, tangy, juicy moment of the journey.